viewers, and welcome to another episode of Talk the Talk. My name is Pillay and I am your host. Viewers, today in studio we have Kaylene Pillay, and she is the Regional Aftersales Manager at BW South Africa. The people who work with Kaylene have told me so many wonderful stories about her. Kaylene is known by her co-workers as being empathetic. She shows compassion and understanding for the emotional struggles of others, and is always comforting and encouraging them to come back stronger. Now, I think this is one of the reasons that Kaylene was nominated for the Motoring Woman of the Year Awards, which is powered by MFC, a division of Nedbank. Kaylene is patient with her co-workers and takes steady lead when she sees it is necessary. She has the ability to calm her team and get the work done effectively, and Kaylene is also very prompt. She values her own time and that of others. She's always prepared, organized, efficient, and wants to always go the extra mile. So without further ado, let's welcome Kaylene, and this interview is proudly brought to you by Sariti Solutions and Evo by Nedbank. Hello Kaylene.
Hi Desh.
How are you?
Very well, thank you.
Except for the nerves, right?
Except for the nerves.
And there's absolutely no reason to be nervous, because you deal with a lot of people, and as I said, a lot of people have a lot to say about you, and you're quite talkative.
I've been known to be.
So there's no need to be nervous. Kaylene, congratulations on your nomination.
Thank you.
I'd like to maybe start off by asking you to tell our viewers, and that's the purpose of you being here, by the way, not just to contribute to the platform, to empower, uplift, and encourage other women, but we also need some votes for you. So let's introduce you to our platform or our network of people. Tell us more about yourself.
Sure. So, as Desh mentioned, I'm Kaylene. I am responsible for the Johannesburg and Northern Cape region as a regional after-sales manager. I started as a graduate trainee in Volkswagen in 2009 actually. Wow, it's been 13 years.
Time.
It's been 13 years, and the time has flown. I started in Uitenhage, now Kariga, as a buyer, and made my way within that department. And around 2013 decided it was time to take a move to Johannesburg, and then started in the marketing department. Slowly and steadily I made my way up in that department, became the manager for Volkswagen After Sales Marketing. And then I think it was pre-COVID, I then took a role as a regional after-sales manager. And now I'm closer to the dealer network, certainly closer to my customer base, and absolutely enjoying being in the field.
I know you work with some common people that we have in common. Brad Capital, the Hatfield Group, Safao, Kevin Pillay, amazing human beings.
People.
So
amazing.
It makes our job easier, isn't it, to work with such incredible human beings? Hey?
Definitely. No, definitely. I mean, I think that's the most rewarding thing actually, is the people that we surround ourselves with, and the amount that we're learning daily from each and every single one of them. So I feel truly blessed.
So what is your opinion about, you obviously graciously accepted your nomination, and you also recognize that this is not about you winning, it's about you using this platform. There's been over 4,000 nominations. You made it to the top 300. So you, like I said, graciously accepted this, knowing that you are going to be called to studio, use your voice to empower, and why? You obviously feel something about our initiatives and the platform. How do you feel about it?
Well, I think any forum that offers an opportunity for women to be recognized and to some degree celebrated in this industry is fantastic. So, I mean, hats off to everything that Nedbank and Sariti and yourself are doing to empower women in this regard. I've read recently something along the lines that says that the gender gap and the inequality that exists, that gender deterioration that's reflected is actually more to do with the deterioration in status quo for men rather than it is for improvement in women's status quo. So I think what's happening here is that we're seeing a fundamental change in how we're actually approaching that gap and how we're empowering women, and I think it's fantastic. When I consider my own journey, I think we're all searching for women and role models in the industry to look up to and be coached and to be mentored by. And then you see that list is significantly shorter than our male counterparts, and sometimes feels a little bit out of reach. So I think having this community of very strong-willed, strong-minded individuals is so key to ensuring that we play our part, that we encourage the next generation, those coming into the industry most especially, and also that we celebrate the women that are taking the wheel and steering the change.
So Kaylene, why do you think women do well in the motoring trade?
When we consider that 85% of car buying decisions are actually influenced by women, and that women are the fastest growing group of consumers in cars at the moment, I think we should be absolutely focusing on women in the industry and women steering that change. More specifically, companies that don't consider how they look at that transformation and how they look at bridging the gender inequality at the moment, are they really securing their future in this industry? And aside from diversity, aside from inclusivity, and aside from equity, women in this industry have really showcased themselves as being strong and able to stand head to head with the best.
And in terms of you have moved up the ranks, you have faced many challenges. I cannot say, I don't know it for sure, but I'm almost 100% sure there's been trials and tribulations. Is there any problem that you have faced handled this problem in a unique or unusual way? And what was your outcome? Were you satisfied and happy with your decision of the way you handled it? And the reason I'm asking this question, Kaylene, I often ask this question to managers and people that lead teams. Many women in our network, or our followers, are moving up the ranks, and I think that we don't live long enough to make our own mistakes, and it's always amazing to actually learn from someone else's mistake. So that's the reason I'm asking you this question, so maybe angle your answer towards that.
Sure. I mean, I think we all face challenges. I mean, and how you rise, as you said, how you rise above it is really what determines who you are and what you're capable of, and how others see you and learn from you. And I'd be remiss if I could say I could pick one example from all of them. I've fallen 8 times, got up 10, that scenario. But I think, the most important thing is just that standing up for yourself and what you believe in, and having that value system that sits behind that. I think that's what will guide you. So whatever mistakes you do make, whatever you learn, whatever challenges and adversity you are faced with, be true to yourself. And I think that will guide you in good stead as you go forward in this industry.
I think it's also important to recognize that, qualifications only give you entry. It is very important to understand that it's competence that actually ultimately works. So it is so important, in light of what you said, you have fallen 8 times and got up 10 times. It's not just a cliche or a proverb or whatever it is that they call those things, quote. It's true. It's true. That is going to happen if you are in a comfortable space in your life. Comfort and growth do not coexist. So it is so important to understand that failure is part of this package of growing up, or growing or moving up the ranks. So thank you for that answer. How do you measure success?
It's easy to say that we can look at KPIs and objectives and how well we meet those, and whether that's a definition of success. But I think what goes and that is true. But what goes hand in hand with that is the sustainability, and how long you can actually keep it going, and whether you should or whether you shouldn't. And in addition, I think it's also the people that you carry along with you. So who did you start off this journey with, and or if it's a campaign or in our case, in marketing, KPIs that we have to achieve, who did you start the journey with, and who is still with you at the end of the journey? Because without people, they're the heart of the business, and we can't really say that. We can't really measure that success unless we really have the people standing next to us who've been part and parcel of that.
And again, it's so important to recognize and understand that anyone that's built, and you should understand this as well, or know this already, anyone that's built anything successful knows that there's no perfect way to do it. You know what? I believe that, especially with my projects, and I'm trying to juggle 100 different things, I know that it's a constant struggle. So do not let that constant struggle deter you or make you despondent, because at the end of the day, it's that constant struggle that should be able to offer you the resilience to move forward.
100%.
Yeah. So what is your management style?
I can't say that I subscribe to one particular style. I think as I've gone on my journey, I've learned and I've grown, and it's probably changed 100 times over. I have adopted different elements of specific leadership styles, like participative or servant leadership. In leadership, though, I think you'll recognize, and I'm sure you see it as well, that the most important thing is to be adaptive. Listen, engage, adapt as you go on that journey. I mean, with COVID, we saw that we had to, it was tough. It was tough for everybody that was going through it. And, families became smaller, businesses became smaller, businesses shut down. So I think it was ever so important to take a step back even in your leadership journey and recognize that maybe something along the lines of being sentient leadership was just so prevalent. You had to be more empathetic, you had to be more understanding, and sometimes the conversations were more about how you were doing and how are you going from day to day, are you okay, more than it was about where are you with this KPI and how can we go from A to B here. So for me, it felt like that was also part of the journey, is just learning that it has to be adaptive and it has to be something that you also grow into at different stages in your life.
Right. You obviously love the trade. You've been in this trade for 2009. From 2009, you're not going anywhere. Why?
Why am I so passionate about it? The truth of the matter is I never thought I would be in the automotive. My dad actually works for Volkswagen. And when I started
Where is he based? Sorry.
He's based in Kariga.
Okay. Where is this?
Utenek, the factory.
Utenek,
Yeah.
okay.
So he's based there, and he was part of automotive quite early on, and I said, I'm not going to be in it. I'm just not going to be in automotive. And I had all these grand plans of going into law, and then I ended up taking an interview straight out of university as a grad, and went into Volkswagen, and it was just the place for me. Who I was interviewed by, the team, the culture, and no matter how much you tell yourself, I'll give it another year, I'll see how it goes. It's 13 years, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to die with this company. Pretty sure, but it's been the most rewarding journey I could have ever asked for. And I've been truly blessed to have met such amazing people along the way.
And so, in light of that, what would you like to say to a young woman that wants to join the trade and actually chooses the trade? What advice can you give to them?
Don't be afraid. I think it scares a lot of women who see automotive as being so technical and see automotive as being something to do with men and cars and very male-dominated industry. But don't be afraid. This industry offers you every opportunity to hone your skills in so many different aspects. It's not just after sales, it's finance, it's marketing, it's product, it's communications, customer management. You have a chance to really grow the skill set in so many different ways, and it can be applicable to all facets of any industry, so don't be afraid. And I think women who are guiding women in this industry must realize that we also need to teach our children, teach our colleagues, teach our friends, our family, to worry more about, less about glass slippers and more about breaking glass ceilings. And I think that's the message I want to give to anyone who's considering this industry, this line of work. Jump in with both feet.
Yes, because there must come a time when we do not have to kick down those doors or break those glass ceilings, because we literally just want to have, and that's what we're trying to do here. We want to, set the tone. We want to see our females in South Africa move in this upward trajectory of, just having opportunities available for women in the motoring trade without fighting for it. So
you're right, it shouldn't be part of the conversation anymore. It should just be the norm.
Breaking glass ceilings and kicking down doors, definitely. I don't want, in 5 years from now, I actually do not want to sit here saying those words. Tell me a little bit more about your brand.
My own personal brand.
No, not your personal brand. Your brand is in VW.
Oh, what a wonderful brand to work for. I think Volkswagen, especially the NSO, I think is very all-inclusive, and I think that's the great thing. We've got very diverse culture, very diverse set of values, and I think that all comes together and culminates in working together towards a greater goal. And it's been, like I said, it's been a rewarding journey, but more specifically, the people at the heart of it really make the company, and I think that's been so true for this brand. It's guided in everything we do. We're a family brand, and you see that in our advertising, you see that in the people that we bring into the mix in terms of employment, you see that in the people that go out into the world and actually make a difference. It's a family brand.
Now, I'm not going to test you on product knowledge, but what is your favorite from the VW product?
I've been a golf girl all my life, so Golf GTI is my favorite. It might also
be a bit of an Indian thing, eh?
It might be. No, I love golf. I love Volkswagen. I've grown up with it, so it really feels like the car for me.
Now I must say this, I always take this opportunity to do this. I represent the T brands in South Africa in some way or the other, but I can't help myself but do this. I'm a VW fanatic. Okay, that's my heart brand. My wedding car 20 years ago was a VW. I own a VW. My husband owns an Amaraki as a VW. So, but I love the culture. I love the culture of VW. I love the fact that, the brand has something for everybody as well. Whether you're a student or you are a pensioner or you are a racing fanatic or motorsport fanatic or a family orientated person, VW has something for everyone. Now, VW, you're going to have to pay me for that advertising piece. But I'm just kidding. Thank you, Kaylene. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for
having me.
Contributing to this platform. Do you want to add anything?
No, just a massive thank you to you and the team as well. I think you guys are doing amazing work. So keep it up, and I wish you all the best in your journey.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Viewers, thank you so much for watching, commenting, and sharing our interviews and our content. Our non-profit company is the Motoring Woman of the Year Awards, which is powered by MFC and EVO by Nedbank, and the Talk the Talk studios, powered by Sariti Solutions, are aimed at recognizing and celebrating the women of motoring South Africa, women just like Kaylene over here. We are not just telling stories, we are changing lives. Together, we aim to empower and uplift the women of our trade. For those of you that are searching for your new ride, please visit www.auto.evo.africa. We have thousands of vehicles on sale for you to choose from, and we only advertise on behalf of reliable and trustworthy MFC accredited dealerships. This car listing portal is incredibly user-friendly, and you can also find vehicle reviews and car maintenance tips and advice all courtesy of Talk the Talk Studios. So ladies, people like Kaylene over here believe in supporting initiatives like ours because she knows that when you empower someone else, it has a snowball effect and they will in turn help another. Kaylene believes that woman empowerment is necessary for all of us, as she said earlier on, women to be heard and understood. She believes that when we work together, there is no feat we cannot accomplish. Ladies, supporting each other not only has a great effect on them, but it also positively impacts you. It creates a joy and confidence all around. So I urge you to share your knowledge and experiences with other people when you are not distracted or impatient to share your own perceptions. People will enjoy connecting with you when you open up to someone and create a bond where you empower each other. Your life becomes positively impacted and the rewards will show. Don't wait for tomorrow to make your life and the life of others better. Take it one step at a time and start today. And on that note, I would like to remind you, ladies, that the question should never be who's going to let me. It should always be who's going to stop me.